In this video, I'm going to teach you how to perform my top 3 shoulder mobility exercises so that you can free up your motion, eliminate aches and pains, and get back to making pain-free gains. But first, how do you know if you have a shoulder mobility problem? Well, first, I want you to find a wall. Stand up against it like so. Place the elbows just beneath the shoulders and see, can you turn the arms outward and get the forearms and wrists flush with the wall? From there, slide the arms up into a Y and pull back down into that W position. See if you can do this without the wrists popping up and without the ribs flaring. A second quick test is going to be the overhead, okay? Keeping that arm glued to the ear. Can you reach all the way overhead, again, without arching the lower back or popping the ribs up? Those are 2 quick tests that are much harder than they look, and most people are going to really struggle to do that well. So what gives? Well, one of the main culprits is our lifestyle. We spend so much time hunched over phones and laptops. This becomes our normal resting position. So when we try to get back here, we lose access to that range if we're not exploring it often. And then, because we want to get strong and jacked, we proceed to lift weights overhead with exercises like shoulder press and pull-ups, loading that shoulder into a position we just proved we don't have access to. Your body is really clever though, so it will just compensate to get the job done. And that's why you might not notice you have a mobility problem. Over time, pain develops, pain leads to more restriction. It's a vicious cycle. And that's where purposeful mobility training comes in. Spending some time doing some exercises that will help us to regain that shoulder mobility and maintain healthy shoulders. So we're going to focus on 3 exercises today. 1 for the upper back, 1 for the scapula or shoulder blades, and 1 for the true shoulder joints. And that's because the shoulder is a collection of joints, and all those joints need to have full mobility for the shoulder to function well. Okay, exercise 1 is going to be a lumbar locked cat-cow. This is going to help to improve flexion, extension of the upper back, the technical name being the thoracic spine. So you're going to start on all 4s, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. From there, take the knees a bit outside the shoulders and sit back on your heels or as far back as you can. Then just position your hands a little bit closer to your hips. So this is your start position. The idea being that the lumbar spine is relatively locked so we can focus on driving motion into the upper back. From here, we're going to then think about hollowing the chest, lifting up the middle of the back or between the shoulder blades, and rounding as much as possible. Important as you do this, you're not pressing into the mat because that is just protraction of the shoulder blades. You want to think about lifting the spine so that we actually flex the spine. From that position, we're now going to drive the chest through, pull the shoulder blades down, gaze forward into extension. And this is the kind of pace I want you to go. Nice and slow as you transition between those 2 positions. Breathe in, breathe out. And you can perform 8 to 10 reps of that. Each rep, you should find that you have access to a little bit more range of motion. Okay, so that is the lumbar locked cat-cow. Exercise 1, done. Exercise 2, scapular cars. We're going to free up those shoulder blades. CARS stands for controlled articular rotations, which is a fancy way of saying we're going to do a nice, big, smooth, circular motion. Think about those shoulder blades gliding on the rib cage like this, okay? Now, these are very humbling. They look way easier than they are. It's all about body control. So I'm going to do it in a tall kneeling position and double arm. You can repeat that, or you can do this in standing if it's more comfortable for you. The start position is going to be the arms in front of the body like so. We want to squeeze the glutes and we want to brace the abs so that we've got a nice locked torso. And then extend those arms, okay? Thumbs up, straight line between the shoulders, elbows, and hands. From there, we're going to slowly reach forward, making those arms long, okay? Notice how that's pulling the shoulder blades around the rib cage. Then we're going to slowly elevate the shoulders up to the ears, drawing them up into elevation. Then we're going to pull those shoulders back towards the midline of the spine, making them short. That is retraction. And then we're going to slide those shoulder blades down away from the ears into depression. So those are the 4 movements. And I want you to think about keeping those arms nice and straight, as if you're balancing a glass of water that cannot spill anywhere. We also want to try and smooth that out. So the way I explained it there was like a square, but we want to make sure those transitions are smooth. Let's do that again. We're going to slowly reach and lift, then pull back and down. And we want to practice that both ways. Lift, slowly reach, shoulders down, shoulders back. The 2 movements that people struggle with the most here are retraction and depression. When you depress the shoulders, you should feel the lats engaging under your armpits. Okay, again, looks really easy, but it's really hard if you practice it really slowly and smoothly without bending the elbow, without bunching up at the neck, keeping the head fixed, keeping the torso fixed, really isolating that shoulder blade. Okay, so practice that both ways. That is scapular cars. Last up, shoulder cars. We're going to take that shoulder through a full range of motion. This is the same family of exercise as that scapular car. So there's lots of variations. I really like this half kneeling stance because it helps prevent the torso from rotating. It does a really good job of isolating pure shoulder motion. So if you can, go ahead into that position, support the back knee if you need to. From there, we're going to take that outside hand and press it into the knee. That helps to prevent this from happening. We want to squeeze the glutes, we want to brace the abs, keep those ribs down. Place that open hand against the hip. From there, we're going to slowly raise up in front of the shoulder, thumb leading the motion. And you're going to raise that arm as high as you can above your head before the ribs start to flare. For me, I can go all the way to there, but you need to stop at the point that you feel your back start to arch. Then we're going to turn the palm away. We're going to reach the arm back. We're going to roll the arm inward until we find the hip. That is half our circle. Then we're going to square up that palm to the wall behind us, press into extension. You will feel your triceps kicking in hard. Keep the chest up. From there, open the palm, lift the arm overhead, and then bring it back down to your side. That is 1 complete repetition, okay? Let's do that again. I'll go a little bit quicker, but still notice that the speed is nice and smooth and controlled. And I'm really making my best attempt to keep my whole body still so that I'm truly moving that shoulder through its full range of motion without any compensation. A couple of tips here. Make sure that the elbow stays straight. Be mindful that you're not arching here, shoving the head forward here, and again, turning the torso. It's really important that we don't force the range. We're just trying to move through our full range of motion, and over time, you will see that circle increase in size and smoothness. That was exercise 3 of our shoulder series. Before wrapping this video up, let's talk programming, because you're probably wondering, how many reps should I do? And how often should I do these exercises? And there's a few ways to do it. One is to do a short mobility routine daily, and you could do, say, 5 reps of each of those as part of that routine. You could also throw it into your warm-ups for your structured strength workouts. That's something I do as well. Again, 5 reps or so. You could do 2 sets, 1 set. Don't go crazy, but we do want to expose the joint to mobility often, and that's why it's important to sprinkle it across the week as opposed to doing loads of it just once or twice. I hope that was helpful. If you have any more questions about this topic or mobility in general, I'd love to make more videos to support you. Drop it below. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you found it a valuable video.